Soldier Field opened back in 1924 with the Bears becoming tenants in 71, and what a home field advantage it has become here in Chicago. Tonight we kick off Week 6 with a great Thursday night matchup between the Washington Commanders and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for visiting Washington, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
Now Fields going to throw on the first play. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play.
Chicago trusted Darnell Mooney to step up and be their top wide receiver, and he gave them a 1,000-yard season in return. They're certainly hoping that the third-year wideout can form a lasting connection with second-year quarterback Justin Fields. Looks like that connection is starting to pay off, this time for a first down.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. First carry now for David Montgomery. And they string that play out nicely. He stopped before he can turn upfield. No gain, second down. Looking to throw on second down, Fields. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Brandon, I wonder if someone's down there checking on the head coach right now, because he might be in a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, his guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
Commanders trot to the field for their first possession, and it's the seventh-year quarterback out of North Dakota State leading the way. His third NFL team, Carson Wentz.
There's a lot of good to watch in the game last week, wasn't there? I mean, he did throw 2 touchdown passes. That was impressive. And he's so close, isn't he? The 3 interceptions killed him and his team. That was costly. But if he just cleans that up a little bit, there's a reason for optimism with this team and this passer.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. The numbers on the ground for Gibson a week ago. 14 carries, 67 yards.
Well, obviously he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame he was feeling pretty good and felt more recovered from last week's contest than he would have expected. Didn't seem to think this short week was going to affect him much as he chases a big performance here in prime time.
Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he finds McLaurin. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Working from the gun, Wentz. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Gibson. And he is going to lose yardage here. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Wentz now to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Wentz to the sideline on 4th down. Joey Sly is out there now for the Washington field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Sly able to put this one through. And the Commanders get out to a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive stalls out, but the field goal does get them the first points of the night.
And 3 points, not to be underestimated. How about this, right? You're on the road. You're under the lights. National television audience. This is not a dress rehearsal, partner. This is for real. And a pretty nice opening statement. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome. It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient, find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly. You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
On 1st down, it's Fields. Forced out to his left. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit. We decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
From the 45 on 2nd down. Fields got an open man. It's Pringle. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 1st down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he carries this one past the midfield stripe and into Commander territory. The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 12 carries, 51 yards. And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game. Back to Montgomery on 2nd down. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A good pickup, 17 yards and a bare 1st down.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
Now a 1st down throw, Fields. On the slant, he's got Sanders. And down inside the 15 he goes. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
That's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive. Come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Throwing again on 2nd down. Fields. And he's got Mooney in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. Bouncing back nicely from that bad opening drive where he threw the interception. Drive number 2 leads him right down the field and into the end zone.
So obviously his confidence was never lost, and that's a good thing to see. Great quality to have. You absolutely must maintain that as a quarterback. But I have to think that they're probably still on the script that they prepared for this game. Just a second drive. They've worked on these plays all week in practice. Put them to good use on that one.
The touchdown here, Santos to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together, they've got a chance of coming out with a W.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
A give up the middle to Gibson. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw, it's Wentz. Over the middle, complete to... And it's a fumble. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Partner, on my spot sheets, I highlighted turnover margin because we remember they turned it over 4 times last week. So another one here in the first quarter. This isn't the way they want to go.
No, not even close, and it's not something they even imagine because the amount of time that we know that they spend in practice talking about what they need to get done, working on it, showing them how to take care of the football, and emphasizing what it means in terms of winning, they've got to just be puzzled right now that they're not taking care of the ball better.
And able to get this to the 31. From the 31, Fields. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Chase Young in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll leave it for Montgomery complete. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
So Fields is off, and on comes Cairo Santos for the Chicago field goal. From the right hash, this from 53. And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it on line, but it comes up about a rotation short. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise, and that'll deny him a shot at 3.
The Commanders preparing for their next possession. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Wentz now on first down. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. They'll get only a couple down to the 44. Now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Now Wentz. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And that will keep this a 4-point game.
Wow, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. That is showing an awful lot of confidence in the kicker to try and hit from 61 yards. And this one winds up no good.
The Chicago offense set to get started. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. Open man is Samuel, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Gibson again. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Here's Wentz to throw. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now?
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This from 54 yards away. And he missed it. It's no good. And that will keep this a 4-point game. So it's a letdown there. They get the ball in tremendous position following the turnover, but they come away empty-handed.
Oh, man, you hate to waste field position like that. Your defense did you the favor of getting you the ball on this side of the 50. But neither the offense nor the kicking team could capitalize.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite at that level and not at that age. But I remember
for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Fields going to keep it once more. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Justin Fields, 38 yards. And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. After one, a 14-3 ball game. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession. Fields it right around the goal line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time? Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. Here's a give to Gibson. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
On 1st down, Wentz. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. A handoff for Gibson. And this is going to be a Commander's 1st down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line.
Only 7 players crossed 1,000 yards rushing last season, and one of them was Gibson, who made a big jump forward in his 2nd season. Entering his 3rd campaign, he cemented himself as one of the building blocks for the Commanders.
A couple of 1st downs have him to the 40 now on 1st and 10. To throw is Wentz. That's Samuel, caught left side. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wentz. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Wentz. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. To throw again on 2nd down. Wentz throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. So that play will set him back 11 yards all told. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bears sack. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now. And this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, what's going on? It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
Tressway on 4th down is sent out to punt. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. You see David Montgomery heading back out to begin the drive. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the 2nd quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
On 2nd down and 4, Fields. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And he will have the Bears' 1st down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. With the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. And Sanders has got it complete.
Complete to Emmanuel Sanders. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 36-yard line.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 yards. It's now 3rd down.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the 1st. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A shotgun snap, Fields. That's complete to Mooney. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears 1st down.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that, Bro?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Offense. Hey, baby, this ain't looking up close.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Play action. It's Fields. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. The offense on third down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. He was superb a week ago. 3 sacks in that affair. Now 1 here in the second quarter.
Well, how about our conversations this week? With him, it was pretty simple. He said, I've got a few combinations I can trot out they haven't seen yet. And on the flip side, they thought they had a plan to block him. Might need to come up with something else because he looks like he's getting loose now.
Punch, counter punch. Now the Bears' 6th-round pick in 2014, Pat O'Donnell on to punt. Back deep, Tariq Cohen. This is brought in at the 21. That'll go as a 39-yard punt. Give him 9 on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they had a long drive going last time, but it stalled out. But still, maybe something positive to carry forward from that last drive.
Well, a few different things that you carry forward. Number one, as you noted, they were moving it pretty well, so that gives them a lot of confidence. The second part is, keeps your defense off the field, gives them a chance to rest up a little bit. And last but not least, you've taken a good look at what you've done on offense, noted where the weaknesses are, and you know when you want to come back to it.
Like when you're organized with your points. Well done.
A, B, and C.
Wentz fighting McLaurin there for the Commanders first.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Straight ahead, Gibson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Wentz. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Wentz. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Throwing now is Wentz. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Alexander Johnson, the one to drop him. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors that they have to look at to try and help out. But you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And they will remain 2 scores down as the difference holds at 11.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
So here are the Bears to take over on offense. Trying to erase the memory of last week when they dropped one to the Minnesota Vikings. They're in the driver's seat right now with the lead. Now they're set up nicely at the 45-yard line after the missed field goal from 55. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. 2nd and 10. Here's Fields. It's caught by Sanders. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. 3rd and 2, Fields. Got an open man, it's Pringle. And he's taken down inside the 30. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Now a 1st down throw, Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Nice idea, nice concept there. Line him up on the left side of formation. Let him sneak his way across. Coming back underneath. Put it in his hands. Let him get a few more yards after the catch, too.
Great way to utilize a tight end on the drag route. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. To the air again, Fields. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Fields now to throw. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive, as this is 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's Fields. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. They'll run with Montgomery. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Open man, he finds Kmet. Touchdown, Chicago. 4 yards on a touchdown grab. And the Bears will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes, because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that as he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Taking it about the 1. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. Washington going to go on offense one last time in this first half. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
So the completion good for just 3. And it's 2nd down.
Well, sure looked pretty coming off of his hand, but sometimes you might have to take a little bit off of it. That one looked a little too hot to handle.
Yeah, but off the tip, hey, they still got the catch, right?
It's amazing, isn't it? Even when it goes wrong, it turns out right.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. One of the best of the early games, we'll highlight it there. The Giants in for a stern test at home at MetLife Stadium as they'll take on the visiting Baltimore Ravens. In the late afternoon games, it'll be loud in Kansas City, that's for sure, as it'll be the Chiefs taking on the Buffalo Bills. Then on Sunday night, a classic in the NFC East. You never know what can happen when these two get together. Cowboys and Eagles at 8:20 Eastern. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they too did throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as everyone back in for quarter number 3. Fields it right around the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here come the Commanders for the first possession of the third quarter. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
5 catches for him in that first half, and that's number 6 that we just saw, and also a first down.
And that's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
Wentz now on first down. Eluding, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
I think we've seen this before. If someone's down 3 scores, that situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Throwing on 2nd and long. Wentz. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Wentz slings this deep for McLaurin. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Bears take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. On first down, it's Fields. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Fields. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Now Fields. Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. Montez Sweat in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down.
Montez Sweat, the 3rd-year edge rusher, had 5 sacks in 10 games in 2021, limited due to injuries, but still an impressive 21 sacks in his first 3 years in the NFL.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and they will take over 1st and 10. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Now Wentz. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
An 8-yard pickup. And the Commanders first down.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Wentz going to throw. He gets it to Thomas. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Second down and 6 now from the 42. Here's Wentz to throw. And he'll go right back to Thomas, complete again. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Wentz again. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Looking to throw again on second down. Wentz. Again, he'll find Samuel for the completion. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 12-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
Wentz now on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20. And they will score a pick six for a Bears touchdown. Well, if there was any thought that this thing might turn around for this offense in the second half, I think those thoughts pretty well dashed after that interception return there.
It just has not been a good outing for this unit whatsoever. There's no other way to say it. They've been overmatched, haven't performed to the level that they've needed, and that throw there just going to contribute to this game getting out of hand.
Santos with the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. Play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Washington offense back out there. But we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Now Wentz on third down. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on third down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. On first down, Fields. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing on third down, Fields. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down. O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Working from the gun, Wentz. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Shotgun now for Wentz. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Fields on first down. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked by Kendall Fuller, and the return stops at the 39-yard line. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter, it would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Buying time to it, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The sack there by Roquan Smith. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
To try again after the sack. Wentz. And he's going to go down again. Wentz and the Commanders staring down a 3rd and long now after that sack. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jaquan Brisker. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things, but these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. And the Washington offense going back to work. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
2nd and 5 now. Wentz to the right side and complete to Thomas. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wentz. Hitting Samuel on the slant. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Throwing on first is Wentz. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. On play action, it's Wentz. Batted by the linebacker, but still adjusts and makes a catch. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Hey, during the course of any game, you'll see tip passes. But how often do we actually see the running back come up and end up making the play?
Well, shifty fella getting in there and grabbing it.
Yeah, you know, they always talk about how running backs have a nose for the end zone. They have a nose for the ball, too. They want it in their hands at all times.
Thomas has got it. Complete. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. Now Wentz. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Throwing is Wentz. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down. To throw is Wentz. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Thomas. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. Wentz now on 3rd and goal. Looking and finding Thomas in the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Commanders are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that will cut this lead down to 25. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started. But not that any of the points would be needed, but CD, they've got enough time left here. They can definitely score on this drive, maybe even an ensuing drive as well, if they really want to drive home this landslide victory. Yeah, we're certainly about to see just how aggressive they want to be here down the stretch. And what some coaches do is they try and meet it halfway, meaning they want to continue to run their offense, but they'll put in a lot of backups to do it, and then tell the opposing coach, hey, I had to get them some work too. I can't just let them sit over on the sidelines all the time. Back to Montgomery on 2nd down. And boy, this burgundy and gold defense charged up now. They stop him behind the line again. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Fields hit and the ball is loose. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And he gets it back into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery leading to a Washington touchdown. So hold the phone here, Charles. I'd kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened. Well, when you're going to have big second-half comebacks, plays like that have to be involved. Slide for the PAT. And that'll cut the lead down now to 18. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fielded just outside the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football. You're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
Back to Montgomery on second down, and he'll earn a couple of tough yards past the 30 to the 31. The offense on third down tonight, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Considering they've seen him have some big gains against him throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. 48 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Wentz now to throw. Out left to Dotson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Winston Johnson, your connection there for the Commander first. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Wentz going to throw. And Thomas has it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. On second down, a run with Gibson. Down to the 25. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Here's Wentz to throw. Dotson has it. Touchdown, Commanders. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Commanders have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit.
Commanders 24.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. What was once a really comfortable lead is not so comfortable anymore. Down to a 2-score game after they've seen a pair of touchdowns go against them on those last 2 drives.
Yeah, they've got to find a way to get off of autopilot right now, okay? Get back to what was working for them earlier. Understand that they still have a 2-score lead, so it's not dire. But at the same time, okay, guys, let's mash the gas. Let's get going again. Let's have some fun.
From the 27, Fields. All in all, no gain on the play. It'll bring up 3rd.
Late in the game, he's certainly doing everything in his power to buy time for his guys to make a play. But in this case, he's surrounded, and all he has room to do is to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Out of the gun, Fields. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Chase Young in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. The Washington offense set to take over again. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. On 1st down, Wentz. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Wentz looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Wentz completes it to Samuel. And he's going to have a Commanders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Again, they'll throw with Wentz. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. And here in the 4th quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early. And sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
To Montgomery to begin the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. Being chased out left. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the 1st down.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their win right now because he's been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting the points with his legs. Simply put, That defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
They'll go to Montgomery to try to wind some clock. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
He was brought down by Kendall Ford. No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at their 48-yard line.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still 2nd down.
And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15. Now here's the option play going left. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. 3rd and 10. Expect a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And he's going to miss this one. Wide to the left from distance. It's no good, and this will remain an 11-point spread. Charles, all things considered, I guess that's not a critical miss at this stage, is it?
No, but still everything helps when you're trying to finish off a ball game. And you're right, not critical in terms of the scoreboard and the team, but the guy with the golden foot, he knows he's only as good as his last kick.
A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now a play fake. Wentz. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And this one too low. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Wentz. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed. And in a tight game like they're going to take a good long look at it. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense, right?
That's true. You've said that before. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Back to Montgomery on second down. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. The win for the Bears just around the corner. They go down to a knee. So a big one coming now for Cairo Santos. This to put him a touchdown and a 2-point conversion up. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And they'll be unable to build here onto their 5-point lead. Boy, a 3rd miss of the game right there. By rights, they could be high and dry right now, but instead, this is still a ball game.
And defensively here, you can't let this affect you. You've got to go out and do your job, not worry about someone else's.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. To throw is Wentz. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. And Charles, in this one, the 4th quarter became a lot more interesting, I know, than I anticipated. Probably you anticipated. A comeback bid falling just a little bit short.
You're never supposed to count a team out, and I know we didn't on air, but mentally, I just didn't see this type of a comeback, especially one that put them in a position to put the real pressure on them down the stretch.
So for Chicago, it's a much-needed victory as it gets them back to 2-4 on the year. And they'll get a few days to savor this one before they take on the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for Washington, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers.
So many memories that I made on Cascade Road.